Hey, hi everyone. How are you doing? Awesome. I thought I'd just start off with just sharing you something that happened most recently. I started running about 6 years ago, and somebody this morning just asked this question. Hey, how did you start running? And I usually tell people that, you know, I started running when I was like 3 years old. And, but what I really realized was, it started off this way. When it came to 100 km, I took my right foot, put it in front, left foot in front of my right foot, and next thing you know, the 100 km was done. But what I did or did not realize was there was just more than just a run. And when I finished it, I realized that there was something beyond that. And I wanted to share this passage with you. It says, do not let anyone look down because you are young. Be an example with your life, by word, by demeanor, by love, by faith, and by integrity. Use that special gift you have been given. And today I would like to share with you that gift that I realized has been something very special to me, and it's running. A year and a half ago, last year, I did a really crazy run, as you've heard. It's a 100 km run. And the run started basically at 6 o'clock in Putrajaya, and it ended the next morning, 11 o'clock at Jalan Gasing. Now, the name of the run is called Xtramiler run. And what it really was a run to be able to inspire people to go the extra mile. Now, I had 3 quotes. The first, if someone asks you to go with him a mile, go with him 2 miles, or the extra mile. I told people that, you know, our first mile is usually something you do very naturally. I'm an art director, so what I would do is I would do design, I would teach about branding, but it taught me to go the extra mile where I could go to Start Society and say, hey, let me teach you a bit about branding, that don't make sure nobody calls you idiot or stupid, but you are who you are, and people need to know that you're intelligent. And so that was my way of saying, hey, go the extra mile, do something more different. I am a runner, and I never thought that I would decide to run 100 km and then decide that I was going to run it and give it back to community. And I realized as a runner, that's what I just do, one leg after the next. But I think it just became so natural that I could go the extra mile, and I realized it's about time I give back to the community. And so for me, that was the extra mile. I had a second quote. If you want to run fast, go alone. If you want to run far, bring a friend. And I told all my friends, you know, I'm going to run 100 km. It's going to be a lonely journey. Can you come and join me? Can you come out, give me water, give me a high five, just encourage me? And so friends came, and what they did was they came and they ran with me. Some I never knew. You know, it was amazing to see that happen. I had the third quote. Set yourself on fire for the things you are passionate about, and people will come from miles to watch you burn. And I told people, you know, I'm going to run. I'm going to run. And I want you all to come out and just be part of this run. If you can't run, no problem. Just come and just encourage me, come and just cheer me on. But more than anything else, come and pledge towards Start Society, because I think they were doing a really good job. So I told everybody. Now, how it all started was word of mouth. I just told different ones. I told my friends. I told those who I knew and say, hey, no, these are the 3 quotes that I have. Would you like to be part of this extra mile? I told everybody I like the extra miler. I would go the extra mile, I would go 100 km. But what I really wanted was to see maybe a Matthew, the extra miler, a Jason, the extra miler, Jane, the extra miler. I wanted to be able to encourage people to go the extra mile with the different gifts that they have. And so how I did it was with Start Society. I taught them about branding. I taught them about how to be who they are and be confident with the things that they are doing. Now, of course, Start Society houses underprivileged kids. So some of them are very afraid, they're very shy. And I told them, you know what, you can go further And all you need to do is to be able to just know and be confident about yourself. And so that was my way of going the extra mile and sharing. Running, it was very easy. I could run. And I decided I would do 100 because what I wanted to do was to raise up 100 ringgit for Start Society. And so the journey began. It all started off with just plotting routes. And we did 8 recce's. And out of that, you can see it went from Putrajaya all the way to Subang, Shah Alam, just testing out routes. And when we decided that the route was fine, we slowly actually made a detailed plan. So I had like stops. So what I did was I had 10 different stops, and I told people, hey, these are certain stops I'll be going. Come here and join me with the run. So what I had was 60 paces, and really people who I could trust, who could encourage me as I did the run. And I told them, you know, I need about 7 to 10 of them just to run with me, one part. And if you can just join with me, that'll be great. What I did not know was, as I ran, people started coming in. They started joining me, and I think that was amazing. As you can see, this picture, it was supposed to be 7 people or 10 people, but sooner or later, as the run continued on, there were about 50, 60. This was in Sunway Pyramid. We just left Sunway Pyramid, and just before leaving, we had this special campaign called Light the Way, Light Their Way, and I was encouraging people to pledge towards this cause. And each time you pledge, you'll be given a cup and you are able to light the way. And what they did was they light the way for me to come in. And it was just a lovely sight. I had friends who came in, joined me for the run. I had this thing called fast. Now I've quoted to you, if you want to run fast, run alone. If you want to run far, bring a friend. Ironically, I used the acronym FAST to get my team together. FAST because F-A-S-T, F stood for 4 runners. So I had about 4 or 5 runners come run ahead of time and tell the people who are actually at the station that Alex is coming, get ready to run. You know, I had A for assistance. So I had friends who would carry my water, and if it was too fast, the pace was too fast, I just told them, hey, I need you to slow it down, you know. So they would shout it out to all the rest behind, and it would slow down. And it was great, you know, when I needed to go toilet breaks, like, toilet break, you know, went to the toilet and came out and ran again. I had also S for sweepers. Now, not everybody who runs can run at a very fast pace, and some were actually slower, and we still wanted everybody to run. So we had this car called the Goodwill car. Just in case they were falling back, what we'll do is we'll pick them up, get the sweepers to sweep them into the car and continue on with the run. And I had, of course, the team, which stands for T, and it was the whole team. So that was our fast running, if you want to call it. This picture was taken at Sprint Highway. As you can see, there's the traffic police, there was the ambulance. What they did was they closed the roads for us, and we were able to just run through the different routes. Now, when I started this run, all I had in mind was this phrase, start with the end in mind. And interesting enough, Start Society was the place that I would finish my run. You know, and I was like, start. Just remember why you're doing it for. For me, it was just for the community. I had friends come alongside me with this run. I had new friends I never knew. From 70, at certain points it came out to about 100 over people. And what I saw was quite staggering, because there was one time I was running and then I turned back and I saw, wow, this stream of friends coming and running with me. And then I realized that this was an opportunity, or actually this was a place where people come together for a cause. And I think we united different ones. I had really funny things that happened, like Harley Davidson biker came in with his music on. I had bikers come in and join me. I had different friends come and join with me for the run. Now, it's interesting because you would think that to be an Xtramiler, you have to run. But I had friends who were not actually Xtramilers. What they were they were good at the things that they were doing. Some were videographers, some were good in communication, so they tweeted, they Facebooked and told people about what was happening. I had a brand manager who helped me manage and go through different trails, because there was a time where I was really tired and I had to go through just really tough terrain. And I told him, hey, I can't do this, can you just reroute? And they helped me reroute certain routes. It was still 100, just that we went through different parts. I had a nutritionist actually come and help me with food, come and help me with drinks, and she told me, hey, make sure you eat, make sure you drink properly. And there's different people who were good at what they do, just join me and just encourage me on with the gifts that they have. Of course, running 100, you get tired. But I think we did different things during the run. We joked, we played games, we played like, name countries A to Z, and we were just running and we were just joking and, just doing different things to distract the mind. But what really we were doing, we were just coming together and giving back to community. Now, I had also this place where I called Extraordinary Walk. Now, I realized that Xtramilers are not only people who are able to run and walk. I think some of them want to be able to give back to the community too. And Cheryl Mohan was one of them, a friend of mine who is an Orang Kurang buyer. She said, hey, I love what you're doing. Can you come and let me be part of it? And so what we did was we had 1 km and we called it the Extraordinary Walk. And so we walked together and we just became Xtramilers that way. I had kids to come along. My sister she coaches small kids gymnastics, and she brought 20 of her kids to come and join me. And the 20 kids of course came with their parents. And during the stop, I was able to share with parents and remind them that being an Xtramiler, it's not when you've got money and you want to give to the community. It's not when you have extra time or talent. I think it starts when you're young. It starts when you start to open people up to the idea that we can't be just selfish, but we need to go the extra mile. We need to help people. We need to be open to be able to encourage people. And you start young. You don't start old when you slowly just realize it. And I encourage parents. And I thought it was very significant because I saw 2 parents that day as I was sharing just here. And I thought that was like, wow, powerful story. I believe that they would have been touched and they would have maybe taught the kid later to be an Xtramiler. Now, the whole idea of Xtramile wasn't really to touch 100 over people. It was just to be able to encourage different ones in their capacity to just go the extra mile. I was going to do it with a run. And I was telling people, do it with your own gift. Do it with what you can do. That's my sister, sorry, giving me a hug at the last 2 km. And you can see me smiling during the run because I had this spirit, or rather I told myself that I can't show myself tired, in pain. I had to show myself that I'm enjoying it, that I'm doing it with hope. There's a purpose in doing this. And so every time you see a lot of pictures, they were just me smiling, giving high fives, and just doing different things and enjoying the run. Now this was towards the end. The core team that came and did this, we only had 4 people. And we went through and took 1 month to put this all together. Now I thought I'd show you the map. Putrajaya, all the way to Puchong, to Subang, to Glenmary, then towards the old airport road, to Taman Tun Dr. Ismail, and Taman Sara Heights, and back to Jalan Gasing. It was a long run, very long run. I think it was really worth it. What happened was just by doing 1 step at a time, I had numbers that I never thought I would see. 15 police traffic. I went through 6 districts. I had 5 corporate sponsors, different interviews, different newspaper write-ups about it. And I think the message went out, and people who heard about it were very encouraged. How this all started was actually about a year and a half ago when I was in Singapore. I had a friend of mine who I knew, and every time I would pay a dinner, I would give a $5 note, and she would say, "Hey, I want that $5 note. Can I have it?" You know, and then she would give me 5 $1 coins. So she kept on doing this, and finally I decided to ask her why does she do this, and she told me that every time she sees a $5 note, she'll keep it. What she'll do is she'll keep it for a holiday fund, so it's like extra, just in case she needed to buy more. And so when she went for a holiday, she had more. And I thought, wow, what a great idea to have, what a great spirit to have, you know. Maybe I will go use it and I'll save money too. And I started doing that. So for the first month, second month, third month, every time I saw $5, hey, can I have that? And I will keep, and I'll keep. And so for $5 notes, I would have stacks of $5 notes. And $5 notes are actually not very common, but when you put it together, it actually builds up to quite a lot. And slowly, as I collected, this thought came in. Those $5 notes that you've been collecting, they're not yours. They're meant for people. And I was like, what? I mean, I've been keeping these $5 notes for myself. You know, it's extras for me. But I understood what it meant. That if I hear of a need, say, to buy a van, I heard of somebody going through a financial problem, or somebody getting married, I decided that I would put it into an envelope and send the $5 notes its way. And so out of that, I called it high fives, a higher calling for $5 notes. And as I collected them, I realized, you know, I emptied about 5 or 6 times. And I always had extra. And it made me realize that, you know, sometimes we can be very selfish. We actually can go the extra mile, but we choose not to. We have extras, but we choose not to. I think extra mile was, for me, an opportunity to say, you know, you can do more than what we have. The talents that we have, we should use it for a greater cost. The finance that we have, we could give it to something else. The time that we have, maybe we could use it and help someone else. And so that was my journey. That's been my journey, and I continue to keep $5 notes because it reminds me that I always have extras. And I've realized that even as I've collected and emptied and given, I've never lacked, never lacked. And my encouragement to you today is that you too will be an Xtramiler. You don't necessarily need to run, like I say. You can be an engineer and you decide that, you know, maybe I will build irrigation for just a certain place. Maybe I'm a construction worker, and so I'll build some houses. Maybe I'm a teacher. I'll take maybe Saturdays and teach kids. And I realized that once we do that and we don't look inward and we look outwardly, I think we all can make a difference. And for me, my talent is running, so I'll continue running. I'll continue to be able to give back to communities in that manner. So that was how Xtramiler started, $5 notes. I hope maybe one day you will consider also to be an Xtramiler. And thank you so much for your time.